Hello and welcome, everyone. This is Darius Farazande. Thank you for being here and plugging in. I am super excited today because we have one of my favorite guests, Peter Shank. As many of you know, he is the modern-day mystic, and he's also this amazing scientific creator of devices that are allowing us, I believe, to literally experience five-dimensional unlimited realities here in the murkiness and the muckiness sometimes of the third dimension. You know, we can't always control the environment around us. We can't always control what happens. But there's some tools that are coming available as beings like Peter begin downloading some of these amazing truths. To go even farther than that, because he wants to debut with this You Wealth Revolution audience a process that he's been doing called a mini core clearing process. And we're going to do this towards the middle of the call. This will actually do something pretty amazing. I'm going to let Peter explain it, but you're going to want to stay to the end because we're going to bypass the onion layers of traditional energy healing in the energetic field. And we're going to go right to the core issues that could be holding you back. And we're going to show you how to hold that energy all during this time. No matter how wild and turbulent it gets, you can hold the highest frequency, and you can also get help for amazing manifestation. Well, our guest today, as I shared, is Peter Shank. He is a spiritual visionary. He actually left a successful career as a computer programmer for one of the world's largest banks to fulfill a really big mission, and that mission was to heal the world. Now, based on the research that the 5D or super consciousness that humanity is trying to evolve to, this combination created the modern day mystic, and some of the tools have incredible results. I'll be sharing some of it today, but what he did was he created a software version, and the versions were immediately successful. People were finding that they could shift their reality near instantly through these tools. Now, this software has helped thousands of people who previously were unable to do so actually remove frequency patterns. These are frequency patterns that were standing in the way of achieving optimum health, happiness, and financial freedom. But it didn't stop there, because Peter's created numerous different types of technologies, and he reaches people through podcasts, lectures around the world, workshops, and one-on-one sessions. But he also has been inspired to bring this into the world to change the planet. One of the things he developed was inspired to bring this into the world to change the planet. One of the things he developed was it's something called source energy. And there's an X in source energy, SOURXE. Peter succeeded in figuring out and reducing the force behind all creation to a mathematical integer. Now, this is source energy. This became the foundation for a new kind of software and many other interesting developments. We're going to be talking about all of them and how they work together, and we're going to be doing a brand new type of work that he's been sharing, at least brand new, and bringing it to the world. He's been doing it for a while, but we're going to get to experience it today, so you will walk away shifted in a lot of big ways. But the other thing is we're going to show you how you can hold this energy and how tools right now are being released through people like Peter, energy pioneers, to shift our world. I want to share saying about some of these tools. One of the tools that I have is called an HFA, and it is something that Latrice Boyles used. And she said, ever since I got my HFA, I've not taken it off. My life has changed in ways I wasn't expecting to happen so fast. Within a few days of getting it, I got a job interview at a place I always wanted to work. I got the perfect hours that I wanted as well. It also was delightfully unexpected as a blessing because I knew my HFA orchestrated it all together. Now, she also said, I also thought it would be a year until I was able to get a new car. But when my Jeep broke down and I needed a new vehicle, at first I was concerned, but then the HFA brought in a sense of peace. I found my dream car at a great price within a week. I was able to get a down payment from a family member as a gift. Well, that's just one story, but we've got a few more, because another person, Kathleen, said, I've been wearing my HFA for 3 weeks. My moods have been more member as a gift. Well, that's just one story, but we've got a few more, because another person, Kathleen, said, I've been wearing my HFA for 3 weeks. My moods have been more stable, no wild up and down swings. Trips to the city which is a 2-hour drive each way, have been easier, no trouble with parking. I'm calmer all around. Thank you, Peter Shank. Well, there's more stories, and we'll be going through them because people have had body shifts, people have had manifestation stories as well, using some of the newest technologies, and we're going to talk about all of it, and we're going to help you today. So press star 2 to raise your hand and get ready for these powerful clearings that we're going to be sharing with you today. Peter, welcome back to You Also Revolution, my friend.
There he is. How are you, sir? Good to be back.
Good. Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, I'm blown away. I mean, you know, when you talk about this idea of this source energy and finding like this mathematical integer behind creative and powerful for these powerful clearings that we're going to be sharing with you today. Peter, welcome back to You Also Revolution, my friend.
There he is. How are you, sir? Good to be back.
Good. Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, I'm blown away. I mean, you know, when you talk about this idea of this source energy and finding like this mathematical integer behind creative energy. Tell me about that, because it seems like it's unlocking a lot of the universal secrets of all time.
So with the release of Aquaware 4 and then enhanced in Aquaware 5, you know, everything I do is a learning process that builds upon itself and then, you know, allows me to get a deeply rooted understanding on the fundamental levels of, you know, what's going to be created down the road. Now, the whole algorithm, so the universe operates on rules of simplicity. Everything is simple. You know, as humans, we overcomplicate everything. But the language of the universe is mathematics. And if you look at the fundamental formula, something like the Fibonacci sequence, it is found in everything in nature, okay? And that kind of caught my attention in the development of Aquaware 4 5 years ago. And, you know, I wanted to give people the ability to write their own intention. And with Aquaware 5 came out, you know, we had improved upon this technology. And basically, you know, when people would write their intention, it would go through a 3-layer algorithm and then return, you know, a number. And that number was your, you know, when people would write their intention, it would go through a 3-layer algorithm and then return, you know, a number. And that number was your purest intent in a language that the universe would understand, and then you would be allowed to consciously direct that in the water. And that simple principle, well, it wasn't so simple when we were developing it, really led to the, you know, the creation of a whole new generation of products. And it's how you earn respect from the universe. You're given access to higher, more powerful levels of information, and what you do with that determines if you move to a higher octave. And, you know, with that fundamental understanding, and then, you know, 10 years before that, I was playing around with Aqua Regia, which is an acid solution, dissolving it, going through a sacred geometry sequence, and then reconstituting it with borohydrate, and then, you know, heating it up and returning it back to metal to get a higher concentration of metal by giving something through the 0 point. And I'll explain that in a second.
Okay. The
experiments were never really successful, but it was a direction of learning, and that's so important. In the experience is where you learn. And what I learned through those trials and errors were that there is a multitude of universes that rage around us all the time. And the only thing that is constant in those universes is the density of matter. So, for instance, if you could create a hole, a 0 point, you could give something through that particular hole and receive something back. You could create a hole, a 0 point. You could give something through that particular hole and receive something back that you wanted from another dimension, another reality, another universe, whatever you want to call it. And that's where the idea of, 0 point came into play, then later became, this algorithm within Aquaware 5, and then became an integral part of the entire harmonic field amplifier line. And
yeah, so it sounds like you discovered, I want to paraphrase what you said earlier, that with the 0 point, if you're able to give something into the 0 point, you can then receive something through that, or pull something through, or manifest something through.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Absolutely. And that is the whole underlying technology. It takes energy that is non-harmonic, washes it at the speed of thought through the 0 point, and then returns it as harmonic energy. So, the rules of how the universe learns, you're led down a road with an intention to do A and B, but what you return with is information about C and D. What you do with that information determines if you move to a higher octave. So with a generation of lab testing and then 10 years of, software development, my understanding of how the mechanics of this worked was then, allowed me to spawn a whole new generation of technology in the physical world.
Yeah, it definitely is fascinating. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the tools, because one of the things that you started doing with this 0 point is actually taking it out of software and actually being able to bring it into these things. Because I've got so many stories here that I've looked at, and I've worn them. I mean, I'm not a stranger to this, but I want to introduce it to people who may not be familiar. What happens when people wear these things?
So, there's a lot of technology built into the HFA Mini, okay? From the design to the materials to the way it actually operates. So we'll start with the materials. The original school of thought was to make the HFA line out of, platinum and gold, because they're very high vibrational metals, but then, you look at cost and manufacturing, and it just didn't make sense. So I was led down a road to less noble metals, copper and silver, which actually have, superconductive properties. Copper is used in many, many things electronic. It's been used for generations for, the removal of bacteria. That's why, we pump water through the pipes, and a whole myriad around would attract the negativity. Any negativity around you in your physical body, in your surrounding areas, or in your light body. And then the silver inlay that goes all the way around the pendant would then stabilize and create the field. So as the negativity comes out, you're completely shielded from it. And if you look at the design of the Mini, on the front we have the symbol for infinity, which is all of creation, which is actually the 0 point. And then we took it a step further, and we actually made it a biometric device. So when you imprint your left thumb on the back of it and you activate it, you are bringing all of creation on notice. And it's, the results have been absolutely spectacular.
Interesting. Yeah, it is definitely a very profound bit of technology, and we'll be talking more and more about this. It is definitely a very profound bit of technology, and we'll be talking more and more about this. As you are plugging into people all over the world and connecting into their energy, what would you say is maybe the biggest energetic misapplication of our human power that we make? I don't want to say mistakes. I don't believe anything is a mistake, but where's the big misapplication of that power?
Fear, not understanding how, things really operate, lack of love. I mean, I can go on, but at its core, we have all forgotten who we were. And when you think that your life is out of control, you have completely forgotten that you are always in control of your life, and it's just, it's all manifesting what you want in life.
Okay.
So, fear is a huge player. I put out a couple videos probably about a year and a half ago on unplugging, and when you listen to the news, when you go in the restaurants now, when you go in the bars, when you go to the train station, pretty much anywhere in public, there's TVs everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're constantly, even though you're not paying attention to it, you're constantly being bombarded with conditioning and fear. It never stops.
Yes.
It never, ever stops. And over time, that conditioning and that fear, it gets ingrained in you, and you become fearful. So the video that I did about unplugging was basically just shutting everything off. Shut off your cell phone. Don't watch TV. Don't read the newspaper. That conditioning and that fear, it gets ingrained in you, and you become fearful. So the video that I did about unplugging was basically just shutting everything off. Shut off your cell phone. Don't watch TV. Don't read the newspaper. Definitely don't surf the internet. And just get centered for 24 hours. And people are having amazing results with that. So they were getting their power back. They were remembering the God beings that we actually are. And that you are always in control, and it's not vice versa, although the illusion that you're out of control has always been there and is constantly being brought on.
Yeah, really great answer. And Missy has got a question kind of similar, so I'm going to see if there's anything that comes forward specifically for Missy. She says, Peter, can you help me with the chaos in my home? I never want to be there because of the struggle that is constant there, I guess, between family. She's wondering if it could be the house or...
I've never come across anything to have to do with geostress before. Is it possible? Sure, anything's possible. But in her particular situation, it's the energy that's in the home that's causing that issue. Now, to zero in on it would take time. Fortunately, there's a product, and it's part of the HFA line called the HFA Plus, which is a gigantic powerhouse. And, it uses those principles of attracting all negativity, washing it through the 0 point, and returning it to a pristine state. Negative energy in homes is very, very common. Cleaning it correctly is a whole different animal. But the energy is, I would venture to say that it's not, anything to do with the land. It's definitely, cleaning it correctly is a whole different animal. But the energy is, I would venture to say that it's not, anything to do with the land. It's definitely in the home.
Okay. All right. We've got another question from, it looks like Jacoba. And Jacoba is dealing with kind of a similar issue, but personally within herself. She says, I've been blocked, I feel, for the last 10 years now. What can you offer to help me open some doors? Now, this is pretty common if we feel like we're not able to manifest. What would you say, opening doors for this being?
So being blocked is extremely common. Even, people that come to me and seek guidance, they've had a lifetime of blockages. They are presented with an opportunity, they seize the moment, and then they're presented with 3 more doors. And no matter which door they pick, it's the same thing. It's a catch-22. You're the hamster. It can be caused by a number of different factors. It can be childhood drama, right? It can be abuse, because when a young mind is forming and we bear witness to things that we don't understand, we have a tendency to block it out, right? And then if you ask people in their 30s or their 40s to tell you about their childhood, they don't remember it because they were witness to something, and that energy hardens over time and will cause havoc on the body, mind, and spirit, and that translates into the physical plane as a whole host of human ailments. If you were sexually abused when you were younger, chances are you're going to have issues with intimacy. If you were mentally abused when you were younger, you're going to mentally abuse your kids. Not in all cases, but that's just an example of how these travesties, from a young age, a young mind that doesn't understand it, to kind of travel with us this energy as it hardens. To kind of travel with us this energy as it hardens. Now, if you're being blocked for 10 years, there could be a number of different things going on there. The HFA Mini is an amazing tool. You just read a testimonial about a woman that purchased one, and all these things just started happening. And it's understanding at its core level that you are always in control.
Yeah.
Word choice is so important for creating your reality. I have, quote, tried. I am trying to rid myself of that energy over the last 10 years, to get rid of these blocks. How about saying something like, I am not blocked anymore? Simple, direct. You feel the energy shift in that statement?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't.
Yes.
Okay. I have no blockages anymore. Take back your power. It's an illusion. You just forgot who you were. Yeah, just beautiful. Yeah, this is really key. You've talked also about the true name, and I'm curious about how this fits in with all of this and really claiming our power. What is the true name, and where does it come from? So, as I progressed on my path, I've learned a lot of things. And my path is very pure because I don't read, I don't subscribe to anybody else or whatever they're doing. I stay focused on source and where it leads me in the information deposits that it has. And along my path, energy that's in physical form or non-physical form, objects, people, names, everything has what we call a true name. And if you can extrapolate the true name of something, you can use it for the betterment of everything on the planet. Okay? And as time progressed and my understanding was then married with what I have is the gift of sight, it allows me to see energy and everything, and it makes me incredibly effective at designing, tools that help humanity. The true name became more prevalent, and I use it now in products. Okay, the Terra resonator line has the true names for the 4 earth elementals: earth, air, water, and fire. And they can come in the form of a spoken word. They can come in the form of a frequency, an octave. Okay, and I choose to work with the symbol part of things. And because the Terra resonator is a very earthbound product, the 4 earth elementals were instrumental in allowing this power to come up and flow. So the true name is basically gives you the power to flow, for something that is of the light and for the betterment of everyone. This question just came in, and maybe it's in the collective or an idea, but is this magic, or is it maybe ancient alchemy that we've forgotten? That may be a better descriptor than just magic, but is it somehow related to that ancient wisdom? Well, let's be clear. Alchemy and magic, it's all the same stuff. It's just it's a different spin. It's a different genre. It's a different name, whatever you want. But everything is a spin. Well, let's be clear. Alchemy and magic, it's all the same stuff. It's just it's a different spin. It's a different genre. It's a different name, whatever you want. But everything is alchemy. Everything is magic. You'll hear me talk forever about how the child sees the world as magic up until 8 or 10 months, and then the conditioning starts. And then when you break down your comfort walls, everything on the other side is where the magic is, right? That it's just a term. Everything I create, okay, I have done many times before, and I'm just remembering how to do it. So is it ancient alchemy? Absolutely. Is it magical? Magic? Absolutely. It's everything, and it's nothing. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Well, here's what I want to do. We're going to grab a few folks that have some questions, and we're going to take some questions, and we've got a first because
a lot of people want to feel better, but then there's also sometimes a desire to bring something into our life, maybe that we haven't been able to experience yet. You created something called a Terra resonator. Now, what does that mean? What's the significance of the word Terra? I know that's Latin, I think, for land or earth, and then resonator. What's going on there?
So Terra is the Latin word for earth, and
Okay.
resonator is exactly what the product does. It draws up energy from the earth through energetic channels. It excites different stones that are on there and pushes all that energy up into a pure quartz crystal plate. And that plate vibrates or it resonates, hence the word or the name Terra resonator.
Okay.
Plate vibrates or it resonates, hence the word or the name Terra resonator.
Okay. All right, so when this plate is vibrating or resonating, what do we do with it?
That's where the fun begins. The question should be, what can't you do with it?
Okay.
So whenever you when a human comes into contact with something that vibrates at a higher level, your light body instantly matches that level, but it takes typically about 72 hours for the body to vibrate at that level.
Yes.
And there's all kinds of things in the world that vibrate all over the place, and they can come in the form of just energy, just moving through an area that you're at. The energy can be from places, from people, from things, from when I'm given a blueprint for something, I seize the moment and I make it. I don't wait. I don't sit around. I don't put it on the back burner. I run with it. And that's what the universe loves about me. I make stuff happen. And the Terra resonator was no different. I had an idea. I was at a retreat last October, and I was talking about products, and I blurted out in the middle of it. I said, I'm going to create a charging plate. And I was like, where the hell did that come from? And I said, it's going to use and then Dr. Karen Can said, Moldavite. I said, yep, that's it. So then, I kind of thought through the mechanics, and then the plans came to me in the beginning of December. And, 3-4 months later, there's 3 of these devices on the market now. And what they do is anything that is placed on top of them is, within 33 seconds to a minute, within 33 seconds to a minute is instantly vibrating at a higher level. So what does that mean? You can put a cup of coffee on there. You can put a plate of food on there. You can put your supplements on there. One woman I was talking to the other day actually sits on one of them, and her whole body starts to vibrate.
Her whole body, yeah.
Her kids put their pillows on top of them, and they swear to God they have the best night's sleep. So, but the core of it is about manifesting, and I've done a lot of videos on how to utilize the technology to manifest different things. And in one of the videos, I have a piece of, let's talk about manifesting for a second. The traditional way that everyone has been taught to manifest is you think of something in your head, you release it to the universe takes it upstream, starts creating those energetic pathways to bring it into fruition. But what they don't tell you is that if you have doubt or worry, at any time by the time you release it from your head and it's being put together, it's gone. So traditional manifestation doesn't work, or it fails for 99% of the people. So in utilizing the knowingness of that, I created software that took it to a whole nother level. But then again, the software was a learning curve for a new generation of products, just as the Terra Resonator line at some point in the future will give me another edge into another generation of products. So manifestation on the Terra Resonators is actually very unique. People will write a whole page on a piece of white paper and then put it on the Terra Resonator and wonder why it's not coming into fruition for most of them. Okay, so knowing what you want is paramount. Okay, so knowing what you want is paramount in any type of manifestation that you do. You live it in your head. You dream it up. You think it. You smell it. You live it in your head. But the key is being part of the experience and bringing it into fruition. Okay? And to do that, you don't write on a white piece of paper with a pencil, a whole page about what you want and when you want it. What you do is just start off with a piece of ancient parchment paper, and you get a big, bold black Sharpie, and you write, I am. And we all know from the I am that you're invoking all of creation. Okay? If you're in a marriage that's failing, you write, I am in the perfect marriage. I am in the perfect relationship. You don't focus on the cause. You never focus on the moment. You focus on where you want to be. Big, bold, black Sharpie, and you write, I am. And we all know from the I am that you're invoking all of creation. Okay? If you're in a marriage that's failing, you write, I am in the perfect marriage. I am in the perfect relationship. You don't focus on the cause. You never focus on the moment. You focus on where you want to be. I am in the perfect relationship.
Yes. Yeah.
I am, however it goes. And then you don't fold it up nice and neat and put it on there. You fold it up in some whacked out geometry. You make big, bold statements, okay? You're not dealing with, something. You're dealing with all of creation. And you need to command respect. And that is bold, direct, simple, and with love.
Yeah, because we have two things going on here. We have sort of a clearing out, purifying the space, purifying the energy field, a little bit of a shielding aspect from all of this third-dimensional stuff. But then we have a resonator to amplify our manifestations. How do you know which type of approach or both would be useful? Like, how do you judge that in your own life?
Well, you have to kind of think, where you are currently.
Okay.
If, manifesting, if you're in a negative environment with a lot of bad energy, it's going to be very hard to manifest no matter what you're using or how you're doing it. If you're manifesting in a home that's been cleared of all negativity, then it's easier to manifest any way you want. If you're manifesting with a TR that's in a home that's already cleared of negativity, it's pretty spot on and simple. And that's all negativity, then it's easier to manifest any way you want. If you're manifesting with a TR that's in a home that's already cleared of negativity, it's pretty spot on and simple. And the key to all this is just knowing what you want.
Okay. All right, here's what we want to do. We're going to take some questions, and we're going to flush some of this out. And don't forget, we also are going to be doing a mini core clearing with Peter. So this is the first time we've ever shared this on UWealth Revolution, so you're going to be experiencing that as well. So we've got a cell phone caller in Burns Lake, British Columbia. Hello, who do we have on the line?
Hi, this is Marianne.
Hey, Marianne, how can we help you today?
I'm not prepared. Kind of shocked, but just listening. Statements and I've been having trouble trying to find a job, and I need help with that.
Okay.
And clearing the blocks to it, and so now I'm learning to make positive statements that I have the perfect job and with making a difference in people's lives.
Yeah. I love
That's
it.
beautiful. And let me one up that for you, okay? I alluded earlier to word choice, okay? Even if you're on the precipice of finding the perfect job, you need to be incredibly careful with word choice. And you said something to the effect that, I'm trying to find the perfect job. Remember, words like trying, tried, just outside your five senses that has the perfect job, and you want to bring that into fruition. So declare your statement of exactly what you want, unwavering, knowing, more importantly, exactly how you want that job to be, and so it shall be.
I love this. Thank you. Well, talking about this version of us that is there, I've thought about this a lot, like the multiple timelines version of reality, that there's a timeline where we are experiencing all the things we want right now, and it's actually, we don't need to actually get them whatsoever. They're already ours. A lot of these things really get into reality bending, reality shifting truths. Do you think the ancients knew this? I mean, the high priestesses, those, sort of wizards and magicians of their time, did they understand how this universe worked, perhaps? Magicians of their time, did they understand how this universe worked, perhaps better than the average person here today?
So let's remember something. All of those people that you're alluding to are here on this planet right now, remembering what we all used to do. I'm one of them. You're one of them. Yeah. There's a lot of us that are there. So we're just remembering how we used to do it. Yeah. It's already being done, just outside our comfort zones. And the fact that I am where I am is not by mistake. It's by design. I told myself in this life prior to embodiment that these are the things I'm going to accomplish. And I'm remembering what I told myself and how it works.
I'm getting chills. Amazing. I love this. Okay, we're going to keep going. We've got someone in Fremont, California. It's a wireless caller. We don't have a name, but you're at a 510 area code. How can we serve you today?
Is that me?
It is. It is.
Wow. Thank you for calling on me. I've been listening to you for years, and I love all your guests. Thank you. I guess I don't have a specific question. I've just been listening and want to hear more about the products, but do we have to have a product in order to maintain this?
Maintain what?
Our high vibration.
So that's a great question, and thank you for bringing that up. The products are tools to help you achieve levels of vibration. Remember who you were. Well, I always kind of use the example of something like the Source 5, where I utilize the power of the microprocessor, which does things, infinitely faster than the human mind. And people would always come to me and say, well, Peter, can't I just concentrate on a glass of water with the intention of love and so it shall be? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And then I'd ask them, how long can you hold your attention for? Maybe 5 seconds. Okay, well, you know what? The software will do it 100 million times in 5 seconds. And then you kind of do the mathematical linear model and tell me which is more effective. So to answer your question, yes, absolutely. You want to do it quicker, more balanced, easier, then you use the technology. Sure.
Yeah. And what was your name?
Carol.
Me.
Hi, Carol. Hi, Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
What was your name?
Carol.
Me.
Hi, Carol. Hi, Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Interesting. Well, Carol, any other questions or anything else you wanted to add to that?
No, thank you very much, and I appreciate both of you. And I listen to your show daily for years.
Thank you. Thank you, Carol.
I bought many of your packages, and I just appreciate you and Peter for coming on, and thank you very much.
Well, do this. Will you write us in to support at uwealthrevolution.com and say it's Carol from the call, and I'll have my team send you some gifts, okay?
How sweet. Thank you.
Oh,
your team has been very helpful to me because I bought packages and needed help with them, and your team has been incredibly attentive and got me the information I needed right away. So, doing and all his guests.
Oh, thank you, Carol. We love you here. Thank you.
Love you too.
Bye. Have a blessed day.
You too.
Yeah, it's a great question. I was going to ask that. Do we need this? And the answer probably is no, not necessarily. I mean, we can hold our vibration, in different ways. It just can help us to maybe hold that level of vibration when we're not thinking about it, or when times get rough. We have that stumbling point. It's like, okay, this is working while I'm maybe not able to see past that third dimensional situation as easily as maybe I would if I was grounded and centered,
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take another call. That was beautiful, Carol. So, Carol, write us in. We have some gifts for you. All right, we've got R. Kennedy in San Luis, California, and 805 area code.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take another call. That was beautiful, Carol. So, Carol, write us in. We have some gifts for you. All right, we've got R. Kennedy in San Luis, California, and 805 area code. Are you there? Who do we have? Hello? Yes. R. Kennedy? All right, we're going to keep going. All right, we've got a cell phone caller in Palo Alto, California, 650 area code. Who do we have in Palo Alto?
Hi, this is Agnes.
Hey, Agnes, how are you?
Hi,
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
Thank you for your show. Thank you, Peter.
Welcome.
What is the, well, I'll just open myself up to whatever you see is the most important thing for me to be clearing at this time to move forward in my life,
I didn't
manifest my intentions.
Do you have a crushing amount of negativity around you? Put your attention on white paper for a second. Just think of white paper. You have a lot of influences in your life that are just sucking you dry, pulling your life force out of you. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay. You want an HF8 Mini, first and foremost. What that's going to do is that's going to cut the flow immediately once it's activated, allowing you to regenerate your energy. And then that in itself will give you, that fortitude, that attitude to move forward, so you're not stuck. If you want to manifest things, the midline TR is a beautiful device. The midline TR is a beautiful device. I wouldn't recommend the plus for you. The midline would definitely help bring into fruition things for you. But stopping the negativity is job number one.
Is it helpful to understand a little bit more about that? Is it just early childhood stuff, or just so I don't attract it? So
here's the thing.
How do I stop the bleeding?
You are conscious that you're having these issues. You didn't need me to point it out. That just created trust between me and you. That's the only reason I did it. Okay? Worrying about woulda, shoulda, coulda. Okay? Where did it come from? Why is it happening? Okay, all you're doing is feeding it energy, and it becomes stronger, keeping you stuck in the present, unable to move forward in the future. I always tell people the truth shall not set you free. Having the courage to face things that cannot be undone shall set you free. So, when you look back at your early childhood or anything, even that thing that happened 17 months ago to you, and you look at it, it physically gives you, breathing altercations, gives you anxiety, gives you stress. Always in the negative is positive. The darkness can never exist within the light, but the light can always exist without the darkness. So looking at 17 months ago, in the heart of that madness is a pinprick of light. And you can draw strength from it, allowing yourself in the present to move forward into the future. So, woulda, shoulda, coulda, you've already covered that. Look where you want to be. That comes in your path will stop you if you're driven. So, take it for what it's worth.
Interesting.
Well, the HFA and or the midline TR also support in believing, like truly believing this, like I get this intellectually, but then how do I really believe that this is all possible? Like I get it. I've seen enough people and talked to enough people that, but I haven't seen that many people that are truly.
That's a personal choice in a decision that you have to make, okay? Energetic products that I create, you don't pick. They pick you, okay? And if you feel drawn to one or one of the packages, then don't second-guess yourself. That's for you. And believing, well, proof's in the pudding. And you can research these products on the Internet, and you'll find, effects across all the products. It's really up to you. It's a choice. Choose, and remember, fear and conditioning will keep you stuck. So stepping outside your comfort zone and getting something that you feel drawn to is a very positive sign that, you're on the right path, whatever product it is, from whoever.
All right. Any other questions or anything else coming forward? We are going to do a mini core clearing as well for everybody here, just to let y'all know that is coming up here really quick.
Well, I have 100 questions, so.
Well, here's what I want to do. I mean, the way I hear this, as I'm plugging in sort of from my own reference point, as Peter's saying that, is that we're now at a choice point where we can start to go higher. My own reference point, as Peter's saying that, is that we're now at a choice point where we can start to go higher and going higher into sort of a higher octave of energy, of frequency, of awareness, and choosing that higher dimensional timeline is going to be more powerful than going into the past and going back into that 3D reality, where the grid is, where the sort of prison walls that are keeping us in that same pattern or timeline. We can dissect it, but the biggest shifts are happening when people just choose that higher energy. They want to go up. And because I think there's a lot of us who we have gone back into the stories. We've gone back into what happened as a kid, and we've maybe seen it. We've relived it. It's not going to go away in the sense that event took place at a certain timeline. But now we can choose a big choice humanity has now to make. In a big way. All right, we've got another caller. I want to do one more, and then we are going to jump in with the live process. I'm really excited. We've got another wireless caller, so I have no idea what your name is, in Washington, Maryland, and it's at a 240 area code. How can we help you today?
Hello.
Hello, yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, my goodness. I just typed Spirit. Please let this be me. Hello, Darius and Peter. I'm so happy to speak with both of you. Oh my goodness. I have just a short story to tell. I've been on the spiritual journey for quite a while, since the transition of my daughter. And things just really started opening up for me. And I had an experience beginning of the year, and I decided that I need to just change things around for me, more so. And started opening up for me. And I had an experience beginning of the year, and I decided that I need to just change things around for me, more so. And I've been having this communication through prayer and meditation. And last month, something really interesting happened. I couldn't go to sleep, and I was sitting in my bedroom, and I was just talking to God like I'm talking to you. And I was asking questions, and all of a sudden I just heard the answers come through, and I'm trying to decide if it's me hearing myself, or is this really Spirit talking to me? And I was a little bit puzzled in the beginning, so I just let the energy flow. And something happened that was very interesting. And I said, oh, God, am I having a Neil Donald Walsh moment? Mm-hmm. And I heard the response. I said yes, no. And it was just so overwhelming. So I said, okay, I'm really overwhelmed. I need to get some sleep. So the next day, well, it was the same day because it was like early in the morning. I went into I called my bedroom, my prayer room, and at my altar, I prayed and I meditated. I have 3 candles on my altar that I light. And after the meditation, I blew the candles out. I went into my I light. And after the meditation, I blew the candles out. I went into my living room. And I noticed when I was in my living room for a couple of hours, I saw a dim light in my prayer room. And I'm thinking, why am I seeing this dim light? I walked in the room, and the 3 candles were lit. I said, okay. I didn't acknowledge at first, but the same day, I'm sorry, let me go back. It was that evening, early that morning, when I saw the candles lit in my altar room. And I thought, how could this be? This is strange. I know I blew the candles out before I left out of the room. And I said, thank you, thank you, thank you. But the same day, I'm sorry, let me go back. It was that evening, early that morning, when I saw the candles lit in my altar room. And I thought, how could this be? This is strange. I know I blew the candles out before I left out of the room. And I said, thank you, thank you, thank you. And
so
the same evening, it happened again, about 6:30, 7 o'clock. The candles were lit again in my room, and I thought, oh, my God. And I didn't put it together. I started journaling that night, and I didn't put it together until a week after, and I just retraced the time, the steps, and said, oh, my Lord. That was the proof. That was the proof, and I just did not get it. So I was in total gratitude and amazement, and one is for the last 18 years, it's for a purpose. Yeah. It's for a purpose for my life, to be that beneficial presence on the planet, to be of service to others. I know this. I feel this very, very deeply.
I feel it too. Yes. And I think you gave a gift to everybody here today who's been on the path, maybe waiting for that moment, or who has disregarded those little moments where they felt the connection. This is beautiful. Amazing. Yeah. I think you had your proof twice.
Twice. That was the amazement. Like, okay, you didn't get it before. Let me just show you again that I hear you.
There's also a deeper message in there for you.
Really?
The length of time that you walked out of the room and noticed that the candles were still burning both times. Did they synchronize, or were they different times? Like, was it like one?
Really?
The length of time that you walked out of the room and noticed that the candles were still burning both times. Did they synchronize, or were they different times? Like, was it like 1 hour before you noticed the first time and 2 the next?
Okay.
Do you recall?
The first time it happened, like I said, I had been up almost all night. And when I said to the Lord, I need to get to sleep, Lord, I'm so overwhelmed by this. So when I walked out of my living room, it had to have been about 5:36 because it was still kind of dark, and I could tell there was a dim light in my bedroom. And I walked in, and I said, oh, my God. So I walked over to my altar, and I blew the candles out. I went to sleep. I woke up about 12 noon, went back in my room, and I prayed and meditated. This was about 5 o'clock. I walked in my living room for a couple of hours, and I turned the corner, and I looked in the room again. There was the same dim light out of my living room, and I saw the dim light again. The candles were lit again. So it had been out throughout that day, but when I walked back in the living room, and I felt the need to look back in my bedroom, and sure enough, there was a dim light, and the candles were lit again.
Wow. Amazing.
So I'm just, for my frame of mind, a frame of reference, that if there are blocks that is layered blocks, that it seems to, I get to a point and then it feels like I'm making 2 steps forward and 3 steps backward. But I've been going through this journey for the last couple of months through prayer, meditation, and getting it all out. And I tell God, I'm a crier. I just boo-hoo. I just, oh God, I'm a crier. I just boo-hoo. I just cry. And then I feel release, open up, and the energy boosts. But, 3 or 4 days later, it's like, okay, what's going on? Why is this negativity trying to seep through? It's like there's a kind of a block there. And so, Lord, if I just can penetrate that block, just get a little bit of light in, opening, that light coming in, and being in that space of peacefulness and joy was days and days and days and days. And when you feel this negativity coming on, if you experience the peace and the joy for several days, you don't want to go back there.
Yes.
Like, I refuse to go back. I am not going to go back there.
Yes.
I'm not. I'm just not. Because I know what it feels like to be in joy and peacefulness and not be concerned. The circumstance and the appearance is there, but you are not focusing on it. You're just focusing on what you're feeling. It's amazing. It is truly amazing.
Oh, thank you
I was just wondering about if there are blocks that it's just layers of blocks that I need to know to release from that, because I just feel.
Well, what I want to do, we are going to do the mini block clearing, but, here's the thing. I think when someone experiences that, Peter, they experience that peace, that joy, they have that kind of experience, just like you said, we can either look at the blocks and look for them, or we can look towards the light, we can look towards the higher dimension, towards the timeline, the new timeline, like you said, and go forward. And I feel with her, it's like, go forward. We're all going to have our stuff, that's our human reality, but now we're choosing the new reality. And so I don't know if you have something to share there, but that's an amazing story. Add there.
Blocked out there for a second.
Oh, okay. Interesting things. No, it's an amazing story, and I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add there, but it sounded like through her experience, like it maybe now just choosing more and more of that light versus going back and trying to see what's wrong.
So the thing that has always aggravated me about source communication, and clearly that's what you experienced, is that they never do it in plain English. They just never do. So if you want me to do something, just say, Peter, this is what I want you to do. But they never do that. So in light of her bringing that amazing, beautiful story, there's a cryptic message there for her that can only be discerned by her, and it transcends, the experience, because in the experience is where the information is. And the timing of the candles, when they happen, is key into a new level of understanding. And when you reach that new level of understanding, you're going to get it. And when you get it, it's an experience that you cannot explain to anybody, and it's brought on by you, for you, and only you will understand it. But there's definitely 100% a deeper understanding there for you, and the key to it is understanding the timing of the candles, and that's all I can tell you.
Wow. Interesting. Well, I know so many people hearing that experience. I mean, I would love something like that. I've had my own, but gosh, I never tire of those types of stories. And we are going to do some story making today and some history making, because we're going to be doing a mini core clearing for everyone here. Peter, tell us a little bit about this and then lead us through it.
Okay. So, you've heard me say it.
Peter, tell us a little bit about this and then lead us through it.
Okay. So, you've heard me say it, and I'm going to be saying it again. People always ask me, how'd you get where you're at? How do I start? And I always tell people it starts with an act of kindness. Smile at people, let them out in traffic, get involved with a community function. Do something. Even if you're incapacitated, there's things that you can do that raise your vibration. And as you raise your vibration, you're given information. And what you do with that information determines if you get more responsibility and more information, right? So it's this never-ending cycle of climbing higher, higher, higher into these octaves. Well, you know, I've spent almost 2 decades of doing energy work with people. You know, come on in. And, you know, we build the story, and 27th at, 7:15 p.m. in the afternoon, your energy dived, okay, and this has been happening to you. Or, you know, your blood is really thinned, your feet get cold. So I tell them things about themselves that only they know to build the trust, and then I tell them things about themselves that they don't know, and that's where the story builds. That's where Source brings us, and that's where the great work gets done. Then we do energy work, right? We remove the blockages in the body, in the white body, in the surrounding area. You know, that has been my hallmark signature energy sessions. Well, because I've excelled at them for so long, I was given a new level of access this past January. And this new level of access, and it is a new service that we launched on the MDM site called the Core Cleaning. And basically what it is I have been given access to go right to the core of a person's being. And this new level of access, and it is a new service that we launched on the MDM site called the Core Cleaning. And basically what it is I have been given access to go right to the core of a person's being. It is the center of your creation. It is the center of your consciousness. It is everything. And what we do is we start to spin that core slowly at first, and then we spin it very, very quickly. And what happens is it starts pushing from the inside out, and it creates this just beautiful, almost like magnetic field around it. And it's a deep purple, and it's pink, and it's a little bit reddish as it just fills your entire being with love and vibration. And as it expands outward, it just pushes everything out of the way. It's a truly mind-bending experience to be on the receiving end of a core cleaning. And today we're
warning, don't listen to this while driving, operating heavy equipment. And Peter, take it away.
Yeah, just what you're going to want to do is get a glass of water first. We're going to bless a little bit of water to get this kicked off. So bottled water, glass of water is fine. You want to be sitting comfortably. You definitely do not want to be driving. You don't want to be doing anything except just zoning and listening to me take you through the experience. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise our left hand over that glass of water about 3 inches, and you're going to spread your fingers. Energy that's in physical form or non-physical form will do anything for us as long as we acknowledge its existence, okay? By honoring it, we put it on notice to help with the mini core cleaning. So you raise your left hand over that glass of water about 3 inches. In a second, you're going to start to feel the energy running down through your hand right into the water. That can come in all kinds of forms. It can be pinpricklies. It can be about 3 inches. In a second, you're going to start to feel the energy running down through your hand right into the water. That can come in all kinds of forms. It can be pinpricklies. It can be a heat sensation. It can be a straight-up lightning bolt. It just comes right down into the water. From there, I want you to put your attention on the water and repeat those 8 magical words. I honor the space in which you exist. And in a few seconds, you're going to feel that energy increase through your hand into the water. I'd like everyone to go ahead and drink as much as they want. Go ahead and drink as much as they want. Notice the taste and the texture of the water. the core cleaning is hardcore energy work. So I will tell you now that if you're not used to this type of work, and if you're starting to get lightheaded or dizzy, just walk away for a few minutes and clear your head and come back. This is very intense, and it's extremely powerful. And as we fill that void with love and vibration, it just pushes out. Like everyone to get comfortable, put your attention back on your water, and just allow me to connect with everyone. We're going to start that spinning now. I'm going to increase that now. As your core spins faster, the field is going to get much larger. Some people experience it in different chakras. Some people experience it outside their body and their surroundings. Whatever happens, it's perfect for you. As your core starts to push out, this immense love is just going to start to fill that void. The deep, rich purple hue just flows out of that core and starts pushing out. It's just beautiful source energy. It's complete magic love. It just pushes out. All of that purple energy, all of that beautiful source energy out. Some of you will start to feel shifts happening within the body. Baggage that's been around forever is being released. It's being pushed out. The field is growing larger now. Everything in existence has been, and always will, has its attention on your core in this moment, helping funnel in that love and that source energy. Deep, rich purple, pushing everything out. As the expansion becomes greater, so does the acceleration of the core. The field just grows what you're feeling is the absolute love of everything in existence putting its attention on you to help you grow, to help you succeed, to stop procrastinating, to move forward with a veracity than you are today. It just expands and pushes out. What you're feeling is part of what's on the other side of your feeling. What you're feeling is part of what's on the other side of your comfort zone, the magic. That's where the magic is. That's where everything and anything is possible. It's just permutating you, and it's just pushing out. And it's electrifying everything in your body. All of your matter is just being electrified as it just expands from the inside and continually grows and pushes, just filling you with this beautiful love, absolute immense purple color that not the kind of color you can see with your physical eyes, but the ones that kind of creep into your mind at twilight right before you fall asleep. It's just source pushing, expanding, allowing you, giving you that aptitude to just be driven and to get up and make things happen in your life. Okay, I'd like everyone to kind of open their eyes slowly. Just take some very deep breaths through your mouth, exhaling through your nose. Just allow yourself to come back to reality slowly. Okay. How we doing, Darius?
Wow. Slowly coming back.
That's pretty cool, huh?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I felt like this toroidal energy tornado, like starting in the center of my being and just flowing outward and just connecting to everything. But then also, it wasn't just going outward because it was actually drawing it into me. So there was this exchange and connection and realization that not only was I creator, it was coming back into me, and I was actually one with all of that. And all of it just swirling around. It was really profound. I mean, very, very unique feeling.
That's
amazing.
the mini version, too.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. Wow. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. That was beautiful. I want to hear what you experienced. Let us know. I know this is one of those, there are going to be some people taking a moment to come back, as this was pretty deep. What did you feel? How was this different maybe than you feel when you wake up in the morning? You know, do you wake up feeling this type of energy? I don't know. I don't always, or I haven't felt it like this. Very unique. Barbara says, hey, Darius and Peter, wow, thank you. I've had sessions with Peter, and the core work today was very powerful. I am not especially energetically sensitive, but it felt huge. So very cool stuff. Keep sending in your comments. It felt the core work today was very powerful. I am not especially energetically sensitive, but it felt huge. So very cool stuff. Keep sending in your comments at uwealthrevolution.com/now. uwealthrevolution/now. We want to hear from you. And so as these are coming in and people plug in, Angela says, oh my, trust God, trust the light. What more is there? And yes, we did experience some big light today as people are coming back in and sharing these experiences. And Peter, I mean, this is part of the part and parcel of actually living in this higher vibration, is getting to hold this kind of frequency as you go through your day, correct?
It is, but I fall off the path all the time. I make mistakes constantly, but I'm always on the path. I pick myself back up, and if I can't walk, the universe will carry me. That I know absolute. And, you know, existing at the level that you just experienced, and that was the mini, by the way. The full-blown one's a whole different animal even beyond that. And what I did for the first time in public, I don't know if you noticed it, but I mentioned the colors of creation, okay? I was very, very specific in what I said. The colors you cannot see with your eyes, okay? They are the most vibrant, beautiful, out-of-this-world colors that come at twilight, and typically right before we become fully conscious in the morning. And you can tap into those colors and do just amazing things, and that's all part of the core cleaning, right? I know some tap into those colors and do just amazing things, and that's all part of the core cleaning, right? I know some people out there saw that purple color, but you can't describe it. You just call it purple, but it's not purple. It's not purple. Yeah. And it's just amazing. And that, you know, existing at that level of a frequency in human form is very, very tough to do. But, you know, it's not about being in these higher octaves all the time. It's about spreading the octaves. It's about, you know, the acts of kindness, showing more love, spreading vibration by any and all means possible. It's about being driven to be better than you are. It's about being driven to help people in a capacity that you can. And that can be from one end of the spectrum to the other. When you are driven, you are unstoppable.
I just had a huge rush of kind of deja vu or past life memory, because I've heard this before, that some of these colors of creation, they don't exist in our third dimensional palette, but they exist in our superconscious memory of life on the other side. And I just got this whoa feeling. But I want to share what a few people are also saying, because there's a lot coming in. Elena says, I feel endless joy. I can't stop smiling. Agnes says, thank you for the powerful core clearing, gratitude and blessings. Claudia, Peter, that was the wildest thing I ever experienced. I kept seeing colors of the rainbow all around me while my eyes were closed. I felt the intensity. It was pretty wild. I felt good. I feel good. And I know that I had way too much negative energy around me that has darn near crippled my mindset. Thank you. I am big. And we've been plugging into this space and connecting in, and Peter has been instrumental in kind of unlocking the way that this higher consciousness world operates. And if that process was any indication, there is some powerful truths coming through you, my man. It is amazing. And one of the things that we wanted to share really quick that we've never done before, Peter, you've never done this before that I know of, and this is only here, all options, if you want to go deeper with any of the things that Peter's talked about, and I want to walk you through them, he's including, I hope I'm reading this right, Peter, correct me if I'm wrong, but 15 minutes one-on-one with you, even for any option, including just the HFA Mini, the biggest bundle of everything you've got.
So the way we did it was options 1 and option 5. You'll get 15 minutes with me regardless, and then options.
You are right. Yeah.
Options 3
is 30 minutes.
7, 30 minutes, and then options 4, you get an hour with me. And option 8.
On option 8, I see it right here. This is incredible. Let's walk through these options because 15 minutes, amazing, and you're also going to get the HFA Mini, which is the Harmonic field amplifier, and this is like one of those things that we're talking about to hold the energy vibration into this space that many people are feeling. It's actually this way to shield you, travel through the world safer, calmer, and we're also going to talk about amplifying manifestation. So as we talk about the HFA, I have had experiences with this, and I shield you, travel through the world safer, calmer, and we're also going to talk about amplifying manifestation. So as we talk about the HFA, I have had experiences with this, and I use it every day. It's sitting right here on my desk. I put a video on the page you can watch right now, and it's me talking about it, and my dog Gigi is there, and she jumps right to this thing. She actually jumps on all of your products. We need to get the pet one on her. But this is at uwealthrevolution.com/Peter, Peter 15. That's uwealthrevolution.com/Peter 15. And you'll see the dog there. I was a little frustrated with her today because she tries to come upstairs and make little messes for the family. So I'm not happy with her today, but she's all right. She's in the video. She's happy there. We love her, but, she's giving us those little presents every once in a while.
Hey, there's always a positive spin even in that.
Yeah, what it is right there. But I want to talk about these because we're getting some questions coming in about what may be right for what situation. And here's what I want you to do. Keep sending them in because we've got a lot of people asking. And to get 15 minutes with Peter on any one of these, and you only get more time because option 3 is 30 minutes and option 4 is 60 minutes. Option 7 is 30 minutes and option 8 is going to be 60 minutes.
60.
But here, yeah. Oh, 60 minutes. Amazing. All right. Here's what I want to talk about. Some of the different pieces that are here for people to go deeper into. The first thing, there's videos showing all of these things working so you can touch them, in essence, feel them, see them, get a good look at them. But the first one is the Harmonic Field Amplifier Mini, and I share this in the video. This is basically a mini amplifier that you wear around your neck, right, Peter?
Yes.
Okay. This
so
is
the HFA.
This is basically a mini amplifier that you wear around your neck, right, Peter?
Yes.
Okay. This
so
is
the HFA Mini is made from copper and silver, and it's designed to completely shield you from all negativity. And the way you can gauge if it's truly working or not is the speed at which it tarnishes. So there's no UV coating on it. It's just pure copper and silver. And what people are experiencing is, they have it, they wear it around their house for 2 weeks, it looks great, and then all of a sudden they go out in public and it turns black. It's amazing technology. There's a lot of videos out there, people explaining how there's just varnishes when they're around negativity. They feel the negativity. It's mind blowing.
Wow. We've got stories for each of them. This is a story from Suki. She says, the HFA Mini is a game changer. My life is better. I have more energy, mental clarity to get things done. I mean, in a way, we're holding some of the space we created today with these tools so that you don't get thrown off. And I mean, so think of it that way. It's like, you know, training wheels or, you know, using a power tool, let's say, to build a house. You could do it with nails. You could do it with hammers and the old way, but you could also do it a lot faster and have some help. And so this is the first piece. It's option 1. It's the Amplifier Mini. You wear it around your neck. It is also including a 15-minute session with Peter, and it's 28% off of a $272 value. It's $197, but you won't find the 15-minute session anywhere, and there's also a 2-payment plan if you'd like that. Now, one step bigger, which I have on my desk right here, is the HFA, and it is the amplifier. It's just a straight HFA, so it's not a mini. It's called the Harmonic Field Amplifier. Now, this one is what, about 3.5, 4-inch amplifier. Now, this one is what, about 3.5, 4 inches squared?
It's 3.5 by 3.5 inches, yeah,
Okay.
and probably about 6 millimeters thick. That is called the HFA, A New Way to Travel. And that particular one, you link to any mode of transportation. If you're on a bus, if you're in your car, and it does amazing things, absolutely mind-blowing things. It takes all of the energy in you, in your vehicle, and the immediately surrounding area that's non-harmonic, washes it through the 0 point, and returns it as a pristine state. There's a lot of information out there on how people are utilizing that product, and the testimonials are just, the people are just so passionate about what it's doing for them. It's an amazing device.
Yeah, there's some interesting stories. I mean, there's one person, Winnie Farahado says, since I got the HFA for travel several months ago, I noticed the performance of my car is better and it runs smoother. Whenever I go out, I'm always aware that the HFA is in the car and will keep me safe. I got to ask the question, I mean, is it the HFA or is it him now or her now raising their vibration to hold that intention of being safe and this facilitating that consciousness shift that then, of course, is going to shift their reality? I mean, maybe it doesn't even matter.
So that's a great question, and you know, this is all spiritual technology. It's very radically advanced stuff, and you know, people, you know. So I use my parents as an example. My dad's 83, my mom's 75. They transverse between Connecticut and Philly a couple times a month on the worst highways in the world. And they don't understand how it works, but they will not get into a car without that device. Anyway, he swears that there's never traffic a quarter mile in front of him, a quarter mile back of him. There was a recent testimonial that came in from an Uber driver. She's like #1 in the state, and she's got a video to prove it because she's got one of these in there. There was another limousine driver that uses it, and, you know, the stories just go on and on and on and on. So it's an absolutely amazing device. That was the first physical device I ever created.
I'm going to be flying over the summer, and I get a little antsy every once in a while. Can I bring that thing with me and keep the plane maybe in a little better vibrational harmony with the safe?
Anything is possible.
Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. Okay. We're going to go on a cruise, too. I might bring it on the boat just to make sure that everything is good there, too. Well, this one is beautiful. I have it on my desk, which is not the intended purpose, but when my wife was driving the kids kind of far to school, we had it in the zoo. Well, this one is beautiful. I have it on my desk, which is not the intended purpose, but when my wife was driving the kids kind of far to school, we had it in the car all the time to keep them safe and hold that high energy field. This one also has 15 minutes with Peter, and you'll see pictures and stories there. It is much bigger, and it's 16% off of a $472 value. It is $397, and it's been very, very popular. Now, the big one that you talk about is the Plus. It's a Harmonic Field Amplifier Plus. People will get 30 minutes with you. And what do you do with this one? This is like big time.
So the HFA Plus is a much larger, much more powerful device, and it is geared for your home and office. And once it's activated in your home, it will take all the negativity in your home and really at the speed of thought return it as a harmonic, cractivates it, and, you know, within days everything is calm. People that have been procrastinators or pack rats clean out their house. They're not procrastinators anymore. The energy shifts. It just shifts into the positive state. That's what that device does.
And these have holes in them. I want to, you know, as I'm looking at mine, and you'll see it in the video, there's holes in the center, one hole in the center. And this is actually, it's got like a spiral coil around it looking thing. It's pulling the energy through that center point. Is that what's happening?
So what happens is the copper, the device, both the HFA New Way to Travel and the Plus have a UV coating on them, so they won't tarnish. And they're made from pure copper, which attracts the negativity. And then you'll notice on the HFA New Way to Travel, there's a silver inlay that goes around it. And then, of course, on the much larger one, it not only goes around it, but it comes over the top from the floor, barreling it clockwise down into the 0 point. And then if you flip it over, it's coming back counterclockwise or clockwise, I forget which way, as energy. So the hole in the middle is a representation of the 0 point energy.
Just amazing. And this is available, option 3. It's deeply discounted again from $1,147 to $997. These have been really popular for the home clearing, and they include 30 minutes with Peter. And you can also see an option 4. You can get everything, and that is the whole bundle, all the HFAs, one for your neck, one for your car or vehicle, and one for your home, plus you get 1 hour with Peter. It's just amazing. Now, payment plans on all of this, it's at uwealthrevolution.com/Peter15. I want to jump a little bit here to the Terra resonator side of the equation, because this is the mansion with Peter. It's just amazing. Now, payment plans on all of this, it's at uwealthrevolution.com/Peter15. I want to jump a little bit here to the Terra resonator side of the equation, because this is the manifestation, and you can use these together, right, Peter? I mean, you don't have to like use one and then when you're done use the other. They can be working in tandem, correct?
So that's the beauty about all the products I create. They all play nice with each other. They were all almost like independent pieces of a supercomputer. And, you know, there's videos out there of people, you know, using the HFAs on top of the TRs or vice versa to create this just massive field of energy and exist in there as frequent as they can. So the TR comes in 3 models. Option 5 is the Terra Resonator Mini. It comes with 8-piece point with a 2x2 by 1/4 inch lab-grown quartz crystal plate, which is 99% pure. And again, all the geometry on there, the energy channels are all utilized, by my knowledge, to draw up earth energy, funnel it through the moldavite underneath into the jet. The jet gets excited and pushes all of that energy up into the quartz crystal plate. So the Mini is the entry level. It's amazing. People put supplements on there. They're putting little manifestations on there. They are putting coffee and drinks and things like that.
Yep,
now the midline is a much larger device that comes with a 5x5 by 1/4 inch lab-grown quartz crystal plate that sits again on top, and it has much larger energy channels that come into much larger pieces of moldavite. Then again, funnels all that energy down into an inverted pyramid that has come into much larger pieces of moldavite. Then again, funnels all that energy down into an inverted pyramid that has the 4 earth elementals on there: earth, air, fire, or water and fire. And, you know, utilizing the true name, the energy channels, the stones, and all of it creates a beautifully crafted midline TR. And then, of course, we have the Plus, which is a much larger, comes with an 8x8 by 1/4 inch lab-grown quartz crystal plate. It has much larger pieces of moldavite. It has a piece of jet that sits in the middle, but we also introduced a third stone, which is lapis lazuli, which gives all of that beautiful work, more balance to bring into fruition, to charge anything that goes on top of it. So it's all three designs are very different that gravitates towards you, or you can go with option 8, which is all of them at a hugely discounted price, and then you got all your bases covered.
Yeah, I want to talk about the different sizes. I want to share what this person said was pretty amazing. This is Area, and it's kind of a long story, but it's a beautiful one, because she said, I've been using the products, but I started using the Terra resonator particularly, and I actually got my dream job. I was long unemployed for more than 4 years, and I couldn't buy it due to lack of money. But she actually, she used somebody else's TR apparently. As I'm reading this, it looks like a lady named Christy had a TR, so she decided to help this other person, Area. Now, this is fascinating. So what Christy did with hers is she wrote on a piece of paper Area's dream job, name, title, and city, company, put this paper and her photo, Area, this is the lady Area's photo, on the TR with the intention of having the job with the best and highest good. She repeated it a few times during the weeks, and this other lady, Area, said, I updated Christy about the interview and reference checks and the job offer, and yes, I got the job offer beyond my expectations. Said TR cleared the blocks regarding my fears about being unemployed, self-worth issues, and gave me the strength, boosted confidence, self-respect. She says the TR, quote, gives you limitless opportunities and the best outcome based on your personal needs and circumstances. So she borrowed somebody else's TR, and it worked. Or, I mean, she didn't even borrow it. They did it remotely, I guess. I mean, this is incredible. But wow.
But you have to remember something, Darius. I have a unique insight into the world of energy mechanics. I know the world of energy mechanics. I know what works, and I know what doesn't work. That's what makes me very effective at creating these types of products. Yeah. I mean, if you look at these, they are insignia, inscriptions. These are sacred, seem to be sacred etchings on them. I mean, nothing I know from you is by accident. And we've talked about what some of this actually does and what it means in earlier calls. I know we're getting close to time here, but the big question on these Terra resonators is, how do you decide what size? I mean, what do you use the little ones for? What do you use the midline for? What do you use the big one for? What are some examples you're seeing? So, I wanted three price points on these. Someone that was new to the technology, didn't want to jump right in, so they go with the Mini. Someone that was, had some bigger ideas and wanted to, work with larges, the one that, people really seem to gravitate towards because it's very powerful. Now, moldavite is a very, very interesting stone. It is the most powerful stone out there. And I am very, very careful about how I source these particular stones, especially the moldavite. And, I just know, I've secured a company that has a link right to the mines in the Czech Republic, because moldavite only comes apparently from one place in the world, and that is the Czech Republic. And the moldavite is very, very high vibrational quality, and it is the engine that really activates all of this, and then, of course, pulling up that earth energy. So on the Mini, it comes with 8 moldavite chips. I handpick all the stones that go in these. It's very intensive for me to put these together. But I all the stuff, that earth energy. So on the Mini, it comes with 8 moldavite chips. I handpick all the stones that go in these. It's very intensive for me to put these together. But I'm involved in it. So just imagine, you have a room filled with hundreds of stones, and they're all clamoring and screaming, all these little consciousnesses in your head saying, pick me, I want to go in there, I want to go in there. So each unit that is sent out is perfectly energetically balanced. But more importantly, it's energetically balanced for the person that's purchasing it. So I'm very, very hands-on in this particular product line. So the midline, the small one, is used for, small things. The mid-sized one is used for mid-sized things, and the large one is used for large things. You know.
So if I want to increase abundance, let's say I get a check for, I'm just hypothetically, we're going to see where this may land. Maybe someone will do this faster, bigger on a bigger resonator, or would all of them give some results? So what's your thoughts?
They're all going to give results.
Okay.
It's not about the size of the resonator. It's not about how powerful it is. It's not about what it's going to do for you. It's about what you gravitate towards.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. If you gravitate towards the small one, then that's the one you're going to maximize yourself with. If you gravitate towards the midline, that's the one that's going to give you the best benefits. Bigger isn't always better. Mm-hmm. You are the best gauge, internal gauge, to what will work best for you. Go with your gut, okay? The large one, the people with the small one are getting amazing results. People with the large one are getting amazing results.
Okay.
People with the midline ones are getting great results. But at the end of the day, it's all what they gravitate towards. What will work for you? You're your own best guide. I can tell people with the midline ones are getting great results. But at the end of the day, it's all what they gravitate towards. What will work for you? You're your own best guide. I can tell you, get the big one because you're going to get bigger manifestations. But that's just a lie.
Right.
And I'm not about that. I'm about you getting what's right for you, if it's in fact for you. And what you gravitate towards is what's best for you. Some people, honestly, physically, they can't handle the power of what the large one puts out. It's a lot of power. These are not toys. These are, very advanced spiritual tools, technology, radically advanced. And, you've never seen anything like these before, anywhere. And this is what I'm here to do. So what you gravitate towards is absolutely perfect for you.
Yeah, we're starting, I think, to realize that energy works and use certain things like ley lines and energy vortices on the planet to generate and magnify intention and magnify certain frequencies, sometimes for good, sometimes maybe not so good. And we're starting to realize that this is universal energy, and they're universal energy tools. And so this is a way to use this for your own good and actually get it all put together for you in a workable, provable, portable way that can shift your life. Now, these are available on the page as well, uwealthrevolution.com/Peter15. And as Peter shared, there are many different choices. I want to share there's a few bonuses. Each of these as well come with some one-on-one time with Peter, even down to the smallest one, which I think is just a beautiful love offering that he's doing. And if you go with option 5, the Terra Resonator Mini comes with a 15-minute one-on-one session, 2-payment or 3-payment plan sessions. But I also want to share, in the big bundles, you're including some very powerful master classes, a third-generation master class that looks just magnificent. Tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll talk a little bit about an expiring bonus master class that's available between now and Sunday.
So the master class third generation was just that. It's a third generation master class. And what, I've been doing workshops for years, and each time I do a workshop, it's more powerful than everything that came before it, because my level of expansion, my level of understanding what's allowed through my physical body to flow through me becomes more powerful. And the third generation master classes are just that. They're third generation. Now, there are 6 courses that surround a center supporting topic. And each course has a homework assignment, that you would do, some meditation techniques that get you ready, 3, 4, 5 days before the actual class was to take place. Now, these are pre-recorded. They were done last year. And, the whole idea is to, as each class evolves, you're vibrating higher. So we did the third generation over 6 weeks. to give you time to adjust to the new frequency, to do the exercises, to, and what the course topic was as you moved into it. And they are very expansive. In there we're using sacred geometry, we're using water. You're listening to me walk you through the topic, and they are just mind-blowing. I mean, if you've ever done any one of my workshops, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Wow, and that is great. So we've got master classes no matter what you get, but if you get the big class, and that is great. So we've got master classes no matter what you get, but if you get the big bundle, you get the higher octaves master class. Actually, the bigger bundle is the master class 3rd generation. Now, the higher octave master class, this is actually how you can understand energy mechanics and how they're rooted in quantum physics, and how you can understand the world and how your environment reacts to you, and then unlearning the things that are old vibrational programming and stepping through the veil and again.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it was a good one. Oh, wow. Well, there's story upon story there. Peter, again, I mean, this is great, and I want to check real quick on the info line, see what we've got for questions. We got a bunch. Agnes has got a question. I want to get to her. We've got Destine who wrote in, and this is beautiful. She said, wow, yes, I felt a vortex like a magic tornado clearing and purifying my soul and aura. I saw ultraviolet, sort of neon violet, but more intense in my third eye. I could feel it in my head, my body, my aura was spinning. I feel clean, clear, and uplifted. Thank you, Darius and Peter. Lots of love and light. Now, Agnes has a question. Do the crystals and products need to be recharged?
Never. Great question.
Okay.
Never. Nothing needs to be cleared. Nothing needs to be recharged. It just works. All of my products that I create on the physical lines use no electricity and have no moving parts, and never just works. All of my products that I create on the physical lines use no electricity and have no moving parts, and never, ever have to be cleared.
Wow. Now, the Mini, you do recommend cleaning, though. That's the one.
Absolutely.
Because that's, yeah.
I don't recommend it. You're going to be. If you purchase one, you will be cleaning it.
Well, I want to leave with this story because I had the same thing happen that so many other hundreds of people reported. I wore that thing around my house for a day or two. I just didn't leave one day, and it was perfectly clean. I go out to the grocery store and to run some errands, and all of a sudden it starts tarnishing up like instantly. And you told me personally, and other people have said it's pulling in negative energy.
Yep. It's filtering the negative energy.
Filtering, okay. Wow. So watch what happens. So you clean it, and then you just put it back on, and you keep going.
Yep. Cleaning it. It's actually pink Himalayan sea salt and lemon juice. Does an amazing job on it, and it's pretty quick, too. So if you don't like harsh chemical cleaners, that's a great natural way to do it. Fantastic.
All right, let us know if you have any other questions. We have been just blowing it out of the water, having a lot of fun with Peter Shank. Agnes says, what happens when the copper goes black? Well, Peter, what would you say to
that? Just clean it.
Just clean it.
So here's the thing, folks, with any of these products. Getting to know the conscious creation behind it is paramount. Getting to know the childlike energy behind it is such a huge boost to how these products work. And when you are immersed in the experience, you're making it more real for you. So the very fact that you're cleaning your HFA Mini is making it that much more capable of protecting you from negativity.
Wow. Wow.
It's just, just don't stick it in your pocket. You give it love. You talk to it. You share that consciousness behind it. You create a symbolic bond that is unstoppable. It's unbreakable, unshakable. And in the very fact that you're cleaning it, you're giving it love, man. You're taking care of it, and it's gonna serve you well for many, many, many years.
Yeah. And again, one of the things you want to do, I know we've already got some people going deeper into this, so I want to let you know, Peter's going to have full instructions on it, but you want to activate it. There's instructions on activation, so you want to turn it on, activate it. Anything you want to share about that? Because I want to make sure everyone does that to get the effect of these things.
So each the activation, there's an activation process with each one of the products, and typically they're very, very simple to follow. With each one of the products, and typically they're very, very simple to follow. The mini, you hold it in your left hand, you put your left thumb on it, you put your attention on it. I honor the space in which you exist, and it's activated, and it goes to work. You can wear it around your neck. You can put it in your pocket. If you wear it around your neck, I suggest wearing a silver or a copper chain. If that irritates you, people are using leather chains too. Mm-hmm. So, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever feels right for you, you can't go wrong with that.
Wow. All right. So activate yours and experience the difference. And go watch my video. You'll see kind of some stories about what we're doing with them in the house. And as my wife's driving, you get to see my dog. And there's not only that, there's tons of different stories. Peter, you freeze some water. You actually note the shift in the way the water looks and the structuring. There's stories from people all over the world with this stuff. It is pretty amazing and exciting. I want to sort of close with one final question. If someone is here, and I know there's always people listening, as we got audiences all over the world, who may be having the worst day, the worst time, maybe the bottom's fallen out and they feel like giving up, what words of love would you send to them?
Put your attention on yourself. Repeat the words, those 8 magical words out loud. I honor the space in which you exist, you being the creator of your reality. Watch your energy shift from the negative right into the positive.
Yeah, you are that powerful, and we love you here, and I know Peter does too. Peter, thank you for being here, empowering us, and hey, go back and listen to that clearing. We'll leave it up all weekend. Some big lives already changed from the comments coming in. So, Peter, thank you for this beautiful session.
Thank you, sir. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Well, that is Peter Shank, one of my favorites. And wow, we moved some big energy change from the comments coming in. So, Peter, thank you for this beautiful session.
Thank you, sir. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Well, that is Peter Shank, one of my favorites. And wow, we moved some big energy. I think that is one of the best processes we've done here in a while. And this is my big intention, to get this energy out to the world, let people experience it, let people feel it. Let people know, let all of us know, and myself included, so I never forget that we can shift our energy in a moment. And so many times when we are living our life, we fall into these energetic patterns, or we plug into the fields of other people, and we tend to think that's our energy. If you need help, these are amazing products to keep your energy field at its purest and highest state, and do so without the interference of other people. And for many of us who are ascending quickly, our energy is just a lot higher than most of the people we live with. So it's easy to feel that dip in your energy. This is what feels right to you. You're the master. Peter always says that. I say it too. And if you want some love and help, Peter's got some amazing packages here, including 15 minutes of help with many of the packages, and up to 30 minutes, and then even on some 1 hour of his help. So incredible stuff. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in my life and being a part of U.S. Revolution. I love you. I honor you. And I just know that without you, we couldn't do this show. We couldn't make it happen. Thank you. I love you. I honor you. And you're a gift. If you want to go deeper, go to uwealthrevolution.com/Peter15. We have limited inventories on some of these. So grab them, take a look, and see what fits. And check out my dog, Gigi, and all the stuff we're doing with them. Much love. We'll see you in the next session. Bye, everyone.